Blimey, those horror relics were sure scary.
Right up here we have the artifacts from our latest case.
That's right. As you can see, the first one we have is the haunted mattress.
God can't save you from being uncomfortable sleeping on me.
Up next we have one of our scarier monsters, the Lard Man.
He's not so bad.
He only looks that way. But when you get closer to him, he pulls you in and suffocates you with his lard.
Yikes.
And here is an animal remnant used by a witch in a ritual.
A witch? What did he allow her to do?
Oh, just the worst. She made her victims more flexible. Had him doing all sorts of flips and on TikTok. Now he's TikTok famous.
Bruh. Isn't that a good thing?
Until we realized the dark side of internet fame. We're lucky we performed an exorcism on him in time.
But by far the most scariest thing is at the end of the room.
The thing behind the glass? What is that?
No, stop. Don't go any further. It's still dangerous.
The one thing we couldn't defeat, no matter the exorcism, no matter the prayer.
What is it?
The legal system.
Looking through the lens, opinions of three friends. Looking through the lens, sometimes they don't make sense.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Through the Lens with the Unholy Trinity. Hell yeah! Hosting today will be myself, Patronus Gold. On my left, Mr. Sundeed.
Hello.
And on my right, Mr. Zephyros.
Hello.
Today's film is one that I personally have been very excited for. This is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which I guess is also, you can kind of call it The Conjuring 3, I don't know. This movie is directed by Michael Caves, the guy who also directed The Curse of La Llorona. It stars Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, and Ruari O'Connor amongst full cast and crew, as usual. The story follows the Warrens investigate a murder that may be linked to a demonic possession. Well, what are our first impressions of this one, gentlemen?
Should I go first or should I let you guys go first?
You may go first.
All right, sure. Dio, you wanna talk a bit, yeah?
Okay, so this movie that is not as good as the other ones. That I will say.
Yeah.
Also, and not as spooky as the other ones.
Mhm.
And not as good of a story as the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, definitely the worst of the trilogy. And for me personally, I just found that combination of like it being not scary, the story being much weaker, or the fact it didn't feel at all like a Conjuring movie, possibly also because of the different director and stuff, of which is the dude who did Curse of La Llorona, which is a movie I didn't like. So this, for me personally, this is not only the weakest in the trilogy, but one of the weakest in the overall Conjuring universe. Personally, didn't like it that much, though it has some strength in its lead cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now with me, I have not watched a single Conjuring movie and don't really watch horror films either.
Yeah.
No, I was a bit I was a bit iffy with horror movies. I guess better now, but hearing that this is the is this spoilers to say like the third point in no. Hearing to say it's not so spooky as the other ones.
Yeah, that's
no.
fine. Yeah.
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 But no, I can't really say much.
Mhm.
As usual, I can only say I think the visuals were good.
Mhm.
The music, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's me.
All right then. Let's break it down properly. Let's talk about the acting first. The acting, I think, is probably the strength of the entire film, because Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. They're back as the duo, and as usual, whenever they're on a scene, they're great. So they have such good chemistry together. They really work, and yeah, they're the strength of they've kind of been the strength of the series in general, in my opinion. Like, one of the things I liked about The Conjuring 2 was surprisingly, it wasn't like the movie is great in scare factor, obviously, but the thing that stood out to me the most was the, I guess, more personal part of that story that relates to those main characters and exploring their relationship and stuff like that. And I think they do even more here. I don't think it's handled fine. I guess maybe coupled with the story itself just not being that good, that kind of weakened that aspect. But in terms of pure acting, I think they absolutely killed it here.
Mm,
Yeah.
I do agree. They did do a
Yes.
pretty good job, eh? As good
Hey.
as the rest.
Yeah. No. Still got beard. My shave, so I don't know.
Stroking beard.
I'll
King
shave as
beard.
well.
Shaving gang. Right? Alright then. Going
Who
from
needs
there, we'll go into
shaving
writing.
when you can
Who
not
needs
shave?
shaving? Yeah, man. Writing. Anyone want to start with this one?
Alright. Writing.
Yeah.
It's pretty ass, ain't it?
Yeah,
We
I'd
got
say so.
a pretty different format from the other movies. Yeah, I'd say. Where they
For
do
sure.
have like a more
Oh,
obvious
yeah.
villain type. And because of that, all of the supernaturals, I feel, got a bit, I don't know, even though it's still intertwined with the supernaturals, it's kind of toned down.
It felt really, I don't know, fake. Would that be the right thing? Because like you got those two original Conjuring movies, they're in the haunted house, stuff like that, and they're based
Yeah.
on real stories, right? So a lot of the stuff that happens in them, you can kind of go, oh, depending on whether you believe in ghosts or not, I guess, right? But you could at least there's some grounded level of realism here. The trailer probably made you believe that this was going to be like purely based on that legal case, which
No.
is the basis of the film. That is only like maybe like 10% of the actual film. The rest is completely original content, which just reduces the scare factor by so much because it loses that realism. As well as the fact it's not being set, they don't have a location for this film that really works because they're going around to a bunch of different places. Yeah, overall that aspect of the story, I guess they went for more complexity in terms of like solving a mystery, but that came at a cost of losing a core focused story that those previous two had, and the scares associated with those.
Yeah.
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 Also, in regards to Ed and Lorraine's story, they do some cool things with. They do some nice things with Ed's character, though. Well, they kind of. Actually, I should maybe leave it for spoilers. Yeah, I'll come back to what they actually did with those characters, but they do something for both of them which are quite different from the past films. But yeah, I'll get into those spoilers soon.
Okay.
Anything more you wanna add?
What about you, Sonny?
No.
Nah. Got
Yeah.
nothing to add.
Yeah.
Nah.
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 Alrighty.
All right then. Cinematography. What do we think about the cinematography in this one?
Pretty good, right?
It was alright. It was alright. It's not like
alright.
James Wan that they'll definitely try to emulate James Wan. It had its own sort of style, and it wasn't terrible. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah.
It's alright. He had
You
some
and
cool
I-
scenes in
Yeah, it's
the what's his name? The dude who said "Take me."
Arnie.
They had some cool stuff happening with Arnie while he was going insane. So yeah,
Yeah.
remember that. Hmm.
Yeah. Then going from that, I guess we'll go talk about the editing and visuals, which yeah, they're like what Dio was saying. Visuals, they do some cool visual stuff. Actually, that's a good way to think about this movie. They do a lot of cool visual stuff. But like for like spooky scenes, they'll do like things that look cool, like playing with lighting and stuff. But it's not scary. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They heighten the coolness factor of stuff, but not
The spookiness.
Yes.
Yes.
Was that it? Yeah. But spookiness, alright. I was gonna say, and the way it's edited is better than some of the Conjuring movies, because I noticed the Conjuring movies have a weird way of editing sometimes, where they'll just do like a random
Quick cut.
zoom of stuff, like random cuts, to like monsters' faces and shit that don't make sense.
I guess it's a bit of a jump scare thing.
Yeah,
But
that's alright.
but you were like, hey, you cutting, stop cutting.
Alright then. Sorry?
Nah. Let's move on.
Alright then.
Did it not
we'll talk about audio
did
and
it not
music.
catch on the fucking microphone?
I don't know, you said something that was kind of muffled.
Oh, that's weird, eh? But move on.
Yeah. Yeah, so audio and music. What do we think?
Decent.
Yeah, these.
Decent.
I think the license tracks they used were pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Oh, that's slap. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. This is kind of yeah. All right. Anything more to add before we go to spoilers then?
Ah, on about the
Yeah.
music thing. They had some a nice a Brit 80s pop fits the time, you know? Yeah.
Sunny possessed.
Oi son,
The dude was trying to.
is your name Billy?
Not bad. No.
Are you 72 years old by any chance?
I'm 69.
Oh, close enough.
Very
But
nice.
yeah. It's Conjuring
Alright,
2
anyway,
reference.
spoilers then.
Spoiler zone.
Yeah. Alright, spoiler zone. Let's pick this apart, eh? I have to address stuff with Ed and Lorraine, right? It's cool they gave Ed he had like a heart attack. I just realized that sounded really weird to say. It was cool that he gave it a bad wording, but the point is, it gave him a weakness, and that was good storytelling. The thing is, they don't really do much more with it. They kind of used it for like 2/3 of the movie, then kind of abandoned it towards the edge. When he does a lot of shit that kind of should have induced a heart attack, but oh wait, I can talk spoilers. like especially during like the end where he's like running around and running around
He running.
and like attacking the rain and shit.
Well, I mean,
Like,
he
that's
kind of
kinda-
recovered a bit since the heart attack.
Oh, he had it multiple times in the film. It just felt like they kind of just left it in the third act. Of course,
I thought
that
he
was
just
another
had
thing.
it
They kind of
once,
just
man.
went
The
for, like,
first bit of the movie.
well, he had a heart attack, but then he would have like heart problems later in the film,
Yes.
like where he would have to like stop doing shit, like running in the forest,
Yeah.
when they're at home, and the witch king. Yeah, lots of stuff. And in terms of Lorraine's character development, they kind of continue that sort of thing about how Lorraine's powers and shit from the other films and how it kind of gets her more and more in deep with the monsters. But I'm gonna be honest, the connection stuff with the witch, I don't know. Did it work for you guys?
The witch.
Like how Lorraine and the witch had like a connection to the thing.
But it's just like not. Isn't the connection like because of the other bodies who are cursed?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's not like a. From the logic they gave, it seems to make sense.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Just like, I don't know, it wasn't really impactful. Because, like, they did sort of similarly with the previous big villain, I guess, was the nun, right? But they had, like, a whole thing of how they were related. And how, like, she came in contact with it at the start of the Conjuring, the first Conjuring movie. They came around to the
Yeah.
Conjuring 2. And there was always that. There was the real sense of danger with the way. And the nun was actually genuinely scary. That's another thing. I wasn't really scared of the witch, to be honest. Because she'd kind of just be a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the
Well, what do you
witch
think,
thing is
son?
was just like. Well, the nun was a better thing because she was most of the movies. So it's been building up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is just a one-off.
But the thing is, when you heighten the well, because you're also building up their relationship, right? Ed and Lorraine, I mean, because
Yeah.
you got kind of at the end of the film, you do get like they're kind of old at the end of the film, so like they like, definitely like coming, like the journey's like really taking them. So like everything like around like, them, like the stakes and stuff, should also heighten too, for storytelling purposes. If it's less than the previous two movies, it's kind of just like building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, as the villain of the movie, what do you think of the witch, Sunny?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, I'm not getting audio.
Oh,
Did Jack.
rip.
Yep, sorry, my audio died. Could you say your thing again?
I don't know, and I don't know.
Were you scared by the witch?
No, I don't. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
More the things that she did.
Yeah. Speaking of things that she did, let's get into like the actual story of the film. I think it starts off really, really well. I think with that opening exorcism scene, right? Because that's like bringing the stuff I like elements from like the first two films and stuff. And I personally really enjoyed that scene. Did you guys like that too? Exorcism at the start, you know, with the kid
No,
getting
I
stuff
thought that was
on the
like a
table.
decent opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from then it kind of goes downhill because you get into like the real crime, right? Which is
Yeah.
the murder thing. And we did a lot of background research on the murder thing afterwards, after we saw the film. And they're like not really anything alike from that point on. They changed the circumstances of the murder. They changed a lot of things about it. Overall, it removed a lot of the believability, and then a lot of it as well. Some of it was kind of just pointless because like you didn't have to change the circumstances of the murder around. In fact, I think it would be more compelling if the dude was like genuinely defending someone, which is what the real case was. Like, well, he was kind of defending someone, but he like murdered someone, right? In this one, he sees visions and shit that make him think he's defending someone. I don't know. There's a lot of yeah, it was kind of weird and awkward. But moving on from that, it seems like everything else was put in place to service the rest of the story of the film, right? Which is a manhunt for a witch, which is the most like unconjuring thing ever. um, yeah, it just I don't know. It really took away from that realism, which is what made The Conjuring kind of special. I think one of the reasons that made The Conjuring special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this movie kind of shit.
It's kind of the whole film with The Conjuring that kind of don't it? And honestly, I really wanted to be scared by this movie as well because yeah, and this just wasn't it for me. Oh yeah, Sadie, were you scared by the film?
I'm normally normally scared of everything just because later on in the night I'll just think back to watching the movie and the things that
You'll be
happened.
like, what if the
During the
golden goes
movie, I was
alone?
like, this gives me the creeps. I think
Yeah.
at worst it was some creeps.
I'll say it's much worse if you watch the first two movies because they take place in houses and stuff, and that's the appeal of that because like after you've seen the movie, you think more about it
What
because
if
you're
there's
at
a
home,
ghost
you know.
in my
Yeah.
You take
chair?
that. Into... Wait, where did you go?
I hear, man.
Oh
I'm
shit!
just in disguise, like
It's a
Batman.
ghost.
Yes.
Shoot the ghost. Yeah.
She's the Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we're a bit
all right.
desensitized
Yeah.
after like fucking binging the whole series. But that just shows how not
I
scary
guess
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess it also means it's like while it's trying to do something new by not following the Conjuring formula, in terms of like scariness, it's nothing new. Otherwise, it probably would have like actually scared us if they tried to do something, I don't know, innovative with their scares. But it's kind of just like, eh. And to be honest, the actual like scares set pieces in the film are very very like none of them were really memorable to me. Like I can clearly remember the like scares from Conjuring 2, for example, because those shit like stuck with me, especially because a lot of it's connected to real life, right? The stuff in this movie just like none of it really worked. There's a random fat large man that kind of just follows them around. Yeah.
Yes.
The waterbed had a monster inside it.
Funny bed.
Yeah. Anything more to add to this spoiler zone?
Director has fat phobia.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right then. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Final verdicts. Take it away, Dio.
Not good. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. Weakest of the bunch. It's still watchable because of the main cast. Other than that, everything else about it not scary, not a great story, nothing much here. One of the weak Conjuring movies. I also go with a 5 out of 10.
I'm a little pussy bitch boy, so the scariness didn't bother me too much.
right.
Sorry to the horror fans out there. I don't know what to give it. Uh,
What are you feeling like?
should I go with how much I thought of the movie or go with peer pressure? Because both are
I mean,
equally
did you
viable.
enjoy the
watch
movie?
the.
I don't
How
know. Okay,
much did you
for
enjoy it?
a non-horror movie watcher, for this very mild horror movie, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, it's hardly really a horror movie, so like it
Okay,
makes sense to review it from
6.
6.
Yes, so let's
So like
see.
It's like a
5.6.
5.6.
5.6. Yeah.
Oh, 5.7. Something like that.
Oh, baby, triple.
5.69. 5.69.
We'll say 5.69.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noise.
All right. What did
Beautiful.
you guys think? Did you like The Conjuring? The Devil Made Me Do It. Click like if The Devil Made You Do It.
Look like
I
if
did
the devil
not.
didn't make me
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Subscribe.
I did not hit her. I did not.
Yes, same. Comment what you guys thought of our little opening
You
skit as well.
betrayed me, Lisa.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
could you do this to me?
See, The Room is a better horror movie because it takes place in a room, and the scares come from. They use the scares very creatively in that film, whereas this film did not succeed in that aspect. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, subscribe and shit, and we'll see you on the next one.
Good day.
Bye bye.
Bye.